What up, guys? LD Moto back with you. Today we're gonna get back to the yerf dog, and hopefully by the end of this day or the end of this video, the part that I really need to get it to fire up. No, let me get some light in here. Part that we really need to, get it fired up and actually stay running is the carburetor. So hopefully that'll be here today. But I'm gonna start going through it and tinkering with it. Really determine if it's a two-stroke or not. I really believe it is. I got some parts for it. Yeah, I have a new CDI, racing CDI. Yeah, I have a new racing CDI. We're probably gonna have to change some stuff up. A new ignition coil. That looks almost exactly the same. It's just this one's much newer. Nice intake with reeds. I measured everything. This is all the same measurements as what's on the motor. You get in here. Yeah, it's all the same. I believe this is really a two-stroke because there's no place to actually change the oil on here. So that's what makes me really believe it. But once I get in there, I'm going to see if I can take the plastics off the shroud, or the shroud off. I'm going to make sure it doesn't have valves, because that's going to be a deciding factor that this thing is a two-stroke. It's a 50cc two-stroke, so I have an aftermarket exhaust coming from it, performance one. I think I've mentioned that before, but I got that coming. I'm not sure exactly when that'll be here, but yeah, I got the ignition coil, the intake, the carburetor. So today I'm going to get into it and really determine if it's a two-stroke or not, which I highly believe it is. And we're going to try and get some power out of this thing to make this move, this go-kart. So yeah, stick around and let's see how the yerf dog turns out today. Alright. I don't have a lot of space in here. I'd like to be able to... One day we're going to grow out of this garage. I know, I think we're already kind of getting there, but we'll work with what we got for now. Let's see. It's got an electric start on it. I don't know if I'm going to use it. Kickstarter seems to work, but we'll see how it goes when we get to that point. Alright, I gotta make some room in here. It's so stuffy in here. Alright, we'll get back on here. This carburetor's definitely been janked with. Oh, I found out more about the Sunduro motor. It was actually manufactured by Honda. So, I mean, I guess that's good. I think there's a lot of interchangeable parts that should work with this thing. And it looks like it's air cooled. And the spark plug is right on top, so I'm not thinking there's valves in there for a 4-stroke setup. But let me grab some tools here. Yeah, and if it is a two-stroke, I think I mentioned this before, we're going to see what we can get out of this thing. Because, I think it'll be fun. I love messing with two-strokes. I mean, they're fairly simple for the most part. I mean, from what I know, and if it is what I think it is, we can get a big bore kit for it to put a new piston and head on this sucker. Just send it. Ooh, that smells bad. It smells really bad. Whew. Looks like there's some just random screws in here. Well, yeah. Well, let's see what we can get out of here. I'm gonna take this off, and if it's got reeds in it, no question anymore. Then we know for a fact that it's a two-stroke, and I think that's kind of cool because I think most of them come with a 4-stroke GY6 style motor, I guess. Ooh, that thing is tiny. I bet a carburetor, even like one on the SYX, would murder on this thing. It's got the electric choke on it. If we can simplify the wiring on this thing. Turn all that off first. Alright, I'm gonna get the camera, I'm gonna bring it in here, I'm gonna show you guys this. Without hitting anything. Yeah. I believe there's reeds under there. And yeah, I'm gonna pull that out and let's see. I believe that we are dealing with a 2-stroke. And being manufactured by Honda, I think could be the reason why it still probably runs. So let's hope there's some more Honda reliability in this thing. Because there is a part, let's see if I can point it right in here on this thing. It has a little Honda logo. So we'll see. I probably should have blown this thing off first. Alright, I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to plug this up. I'm going to blow all this off real quick because I don't want anything to get in there. So bear with me for a moment. I just don't want to have a bunch of background noise of an air compressor. Alright, I'm going to blow this sucker off a little bit. I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 on there to loosen up some of the old grime on there. But I was also noticing on the bottom side where the header goes in, it's very indicative of a 2-stroke oil leak. Well, yeah, well, they always seep a little bit, but that's what it looks like to me. So enough jibber jabber, let's get on with here. I recommend safety glasses. I don't know mine on it, but yeah, I know a lot of these go-karts have the Predator motor put on them and modded because obviously they're pretty reliable and torquey. But I want to try this thing out, man. I think it'd be fun. 2-stroke out of yerf dog. Alrighty. Got that cleaned off for the most part. Probably not perfect. Definitely looks like there's some reeds in there. Do I have a gasket? That's what I'm doing. There is a gasket in between the reeds and the intake. But I wonder if there's a gasket. Well, you know what? Because if it's got a air leak in there, it'll probably either surge or not run correctly. So what I'll do is I'll probably start, you know, make sure everything's snug down and pretty good. Let me see if I got a Allen wrench here. Oh, guess what, guys? Guess what? We have it. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. Don't want to break it. We have a 2-stroke. Alright, I zoomed a little bit. Had to get it adjusted. But there's reeds in there. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit more WD-40. Hopefully we can soften it up because I don't want to break it. And they look fairly small compared to the new ones. So this is going to be interesting. This thing's probably going to breathe. Readjust it just for a moment. I don't think the reeds are too much bigger, but they're probably going to be older than, or better than those old suckers. Look at that. Hopefully it's not just a show. Hopefully it's more go. But check that thing out. It's got some ports here. I was talking to Trevor. I think these might be for NOS or something. But I'll probably just end up plugging them off for now until I figure out what to do with that. Oh, dang. The reeds definitely look a little bigger. All the bolt holes are the same. Yeah, let's match them up here. Check that out. This thing's gonna breathe. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's see if this thing comes off a little easier. It's been probably about an hour. She still don't want to come off yet. Damn it, don't break it. Don't break it. Oh, there it goes. Awesome. Let's see here, don't. Bottom's still a little stiff. Part of the gasket is still stuck on there. Alright, let's see here. This gasket is probably the original. I can smell old gas right now.
Why do you smell gas?
Alright, let's see if that comes off now.
Why do you smell gas?
Oh, dang. Look at that thing.
Now,
There you go, boys and girls, whoever's watching. She's a 2-stroke. Alright, here we go. Sorry if it's shaky. I'm not using the gimbal at the moment. But I believe we'll have something good there. I may put a little bit of some gasket maker around that. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable using the old gasket because it's a little broke. But there we go, guys. 2-stroke city. You know, LD moto. Alright, it got it on there. It looks pretty good. It's snugged down pretty well. I might have mentioned it earlier, but I think these might be for like nitrous or something. Some sort of vacuum line. Maybe. Probably just gonna plug those off for now, and eventually if I figure out if it's for nitrous, maybe why not? We'll see what it can do. This might kind of send it. Or, yeah, we'll get a big bore 70 kit for this thing and make it a little faster, but there's lots of stuff for this motor that I've discovered lately, so I'm gonna hold up for now and hopefully the carburetor will get here. If not, we'll probably just kind of wrap this video up a little later then. It smells horrible, horrible, horrible for old gas. I mean, I know I repeated that a lot, but it stinks bad. Once I pulled that reeds out of there, it stunk. I mean, look at them. They're not split or anything, but they do not look very good. Yeah, I didn't have a gasket for the bottom side. I don't know if that's a big deal, but I got it on there snug. I mean, it could be if I notice it like surging or just not running properly. That's probably a good culprit. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot without it. If it doesn't work, we'll pull it off and probably put some gasket maker around it or something. The wiring I'm not gonna change yet. I'm gonna probably try and wait for Trevor to do most of the wiring stuff because he's really good at that. And good news and some bad news. Not the worst, but alright, the good news is we got the carburetor finally. But I'll open that up here in just a minute. But the bad news is that I didn't plan. Well, yeah. Anyways, this intake is made for a bigger carburetor. I was looking up stock replacement parts, saw something that caught my eye. I'm like a fish in the water. I saw something shiny. But yeah, anyways, that's made for a bigger carburetor. So we're gonna actually reuse the stock intake tube, get this carburetor on there for testing purposes, because then I want to see what it does stock first. Then once we get running fine, then we'll get the exhaust and we'll have all the pieces together, the new coil, ignition, CDI, and all that stuff, and we'll put that on and see how it does after that. So we're gonna go through some steps. I gotta clean this up a little bit because you can see there's some nastiness on there. But here, let me show you what we got going on here. I opened it already, so I had a feeling about this, but it was a little too late when I thought about it. Here we go. Yeah, that is a 19mm intake port there, and that is on here 33. It's a big difference. So yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys with all that. I'm gonna get this put together best way I believe it will work for now, just for testing purposes. But you got to come back to see if we can get some horsepower out of this thing once we get all those parts. But thanks for watching. We'll catch up to you guys in a little bit. Let's see if we can fire this sucker up. And you get the old intake back on. Just want to show you that. the gasket that the new intake came with actually fit perfect in the place where I had to cut that other one, where the other one split. So, all right, next step is I'm gonna get the carburetor on. I'm just gonna kind of give you little updates as we go, because this is gonna be, you know, one of those videos. But thank you guys for watching and sticking around, because I want to see. I think it might be fairly rare, two-stroke yerf dog. So heck yeah, man. All right, we'll see you guys in a few. Alrighty, we got it put together. A fuel filter. It didn't have one on there. I'm gonna replace this fuel line eventually, but got everything hooked up, and I'm ready to give it a shot. I gotta put some gas in it, so I'm gonna keep it rolling. I'm probably gonna have to put it up on a jack stand, because if you know, I don't want it to go wide open and take off. So yeah, that wouldn't be good. So yeah, let's see if we can get this thing to start. Let's see if we get one in there. Alright, so we gotta figure out the. It's got a reserve system on it, so it's kind of cool, but I don't know if I really like that. Find the pliers here. It's missing its knob. Oh, it's filling. It's fast. I'm gonna try it there. I mean, there's. Let's see what we can get it to do. I don't think it's getting the fuel that it needs. Almost. This Kickstarter sucks. I think she needs a little throttle. Don't want to get too much. Yeah, I think we need a little bit more throttle. Probably not adjusted it quite right, but let's see. Ow, my foot! I don't like that Kickstarter. This thing hurts. Seems like it's not getting the fuel. Yeah, stayed for a little bit longer that time. I don't want to go too far with that thing. Nope, I don't think it's getting the fuel that it needs. Well, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to switch out the fuel tank. The shutoff valve on the one it came with is no good. It's not allowing it to get the fuel flow that it needs. So I'm going to junk that thing for now. and we're gonna borrow this for testing purposes. We're gonna put it on here. It'd be a single line, much less complicated. Yeah, it's so smoky! Finally! Woo! She's not running the best yet, but it's running finally.